name is Bhavya. Today we are going to learn the continuation of biology by grade 6, lesson number 1, the leaf. Let's see the continuation. In the last video we learned till the function of the stem. Let's see the beyond topics. The leaf. The flat green part of the plant shoots that grows laterally from the nodes of the stem are the leaves. There is always a bud in the axil of the leaf called axillary buds. Leaves, actually a fun fact, leaves do not continuously grow like a stem. They stop growing after attaining their full size. Structure of the leaf. The peach hole. The peach hole is nothing but this stalk-like structure that is attached to the stem, which is arising from the node, is known as the peach hole. Without the peach hole, there are a few leaves present. Those leaves are known as sessile leaves. Leaf blade or lamina. Lamina is nothing but the green part that is covering the entire leaf. Blades is nothing but the design of the leaf. The end, the borders, the margin. How the margin is present on the leaf is known as a leaf blade. If you want to see the leaf without a lamina, soak it in the water or vinegar for an entire day. Then in the next day morning, take a tissue and gently wipe it. The green part will eventually peel off and you'll see the body of the leaf. Try it out and see once. Next one, midrib. Midrib is nothing but this line that goes from the bottom to the top and is known as a midrib. And there are also small lines like projection attached to the midrib. Those are known as the veins. To the veins, there are small other lines attached. Those are known as the veinlets. Next, let's see the type of leaves. There is a simple leaf and a compound leaf. Let's see what is a simple and a compound leaf. In a simple leaf, the lamina is undivided and is a single piece. Margin insections, if present, do not reach up to the midrib or peach hole. Example, prickly poppy. In a compound leaf, leaf blade and lamina is divided into smaller units known as leaflets. Example, rows. So this is a compound leaf because in a simple leaf it is not divided. It's just a plain leaf without any veins or veinlets. But in a compound leaf, the veinlets are present, dividing the entire lamina part. Next, let's see the shape. Needle shape. Pine and onion, oval, guava and apple, heart shape, people, oblong, banana, circular, lotus, tapering, ashoka. So these are the basis of the shape, on the basis of the shape. The leaf on the basis of the shape. So now let's see basis on the margin. Complete or entire margin, example, people. Toothed or serrated margin, example, China rose and rose. Wavy margin, ashok and mango. Spinous margin, prickly poppy. Spinous margin is nothing but it has a really it's a margin like this, which is really sharp in projection. This looks like a sharp things going up and down. It's like a pattern which is really sharp. It's known as a prickly poppy. Prickly poppy is a really sharp leaf that can actually try to hurt us sometimes. So now let's see the arrangement of the leaves. There are 3 types: alternate, opposite and whorled. Alternate is nothing but on one node when a leaf arises, in the same node another leaf arises from the opposite side. In the successor node of the node arises another leaf. Opposite is nothing but from one side, from a node a leaf will grow. From the other side of the stem, from another node another leaf will grow. Whorled is nothing but for one leaf, 2 or more leaves are attached to one node. So these are the arrangements of leaves. Now let's see the venation. There is reticulate venation and parallel venation. Reticular venation is nothing but it is irregular, which causes a irregular network on the leaf. Whereas a parallel venation is nothing but if you see a banana leaf, observe closely. You will see the veins are not a V shape or any other shape. They will be parallel to each other. Observe when your parents get a banana leaf or when you go to a festival. Next, functions of the leaf. Now we saw types of leaves, shapes of the leaf, margins and arrangement and venation. And by the way, I forgot one point. Arrangements of leaves. The arrangement of leaves on a stem or its branch is known as phyllotaxy. The term phyllotaxy means the process in which the leaf is attached to the stem is known as phyllotaxy. I forgot that term, but remember the term phyllotaxy. Now let's see the functions of the leaf. Leaves are an important part of the plant. They perform various functions, but two main functions are photosynthesis and transpiration. Photosynthesis is the production of food. The term photosynthesis meaning combining by light, photolight, synthesis combining. During photosynthesis, water is combined with carbon dioxide to produce glucose and oxygen. Now, normally we'll say the plants release oxygen. How do they release oxygen? They combine water and carbon dioxide and release glucose and oxygen. All green plants have the capability to prepare their own food and are therefore called autotrophs. Auto is self, troph is nourishment. This method of nutrition is known as autotrophic nutrition. For preparation of food, the plants require the following. Water from the soil. Water is something that we pour and the roots absorb the water, sending it to the pipeline, which is nothing but the stem. Carbon dioxide from the air. Chlorophyll contained in the leaf. Energy from the sunlight. It needs these four things to prepare the food by itself and produce glucose and oxygen. The process by which a leaf prepares or synthesizes food from water, carbon dioxide in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight is known as photosynthesis. Now I guess you have a good idea what photosynthesis is. I'll tell you in a small thing. When we pour water, the roots absorb the water, sending it through the pipeline, which is the stem. The stem sends it to the other parts of the plants, to the sub-branches where the leaves are present. The leaves absorb the food and the carbon dioxide from the air, sunlight which is the energy, and cooks food and sends it through the stem. The stem passes it through the every part of the plant, which makes the nourishment of the plant by itself. The plants which make food by itself is known as autotrophs. Okay, don't forget the term autotrophs. Next, photosynthesis is represented follows: carbon dioxide plus water, chlorophyll, sunlight, glucose plus oxygen. This is like a small formula that is representing photosynthesis. There are two end products of photosynthesis: glucose C6H12O6, oxygen O2. So these are the two end products of photosynthesis. Now let's see the significance of photosynthesis. Food. During photosynthesis, plants prepare food not only for themselves but for animals and human beings. Oxygen. Leaves give out oxygen produced as a byproduct during photosynthesis, which supports life on earth. Both plants and animals utilize this oxygen for respiration. Respiration is a process where you breathe in oxygen, produce carbon dioxide. Okay. Transpiration. This is a process by which water is lost in the form of water vapor by evaporation from the surface of the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. It has a cooling effect and develops a suction force to make the roots absorb more water and mineral ions. So we saw what is photosynthesis. Now let's see what is transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is a cooling effect where it's a process where these leaves that we are holding now release the water that is when they are doing photosynthesis. The excess water is released by the leaves, which is made as a water vapor, giving a cooling effect. Observe whenever you go to a big banyan tree or if you go under a shade of a tree, you feel very cool. The breeze will be very cold and nice. Why? Because these leaves produce water which makes a suctional pull that the roots take more water from the ground and gives us more cooling effect and more chill cool air. So transpiration is a process by which water is lost in the form of water vapor by evaporation from the surface of the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. Plants continuously absorb water through their roots. This water is transported through the stem to all parts of the plant parts, including leaves. As I said, the stem is like a transporter. The roots are the sender, whereas the stem is the when you order something, the chef or something they will take, and the delivery boy will deliver to and go, right? Like that, the root will take the water, give it to the stem. It's the stem's job to send it to all parts of the plant. It's a transportation of water where the water goes to all plants of the plant, and it is a responsibility of the stem to make sure that the water is reached to every part of the plant. Okay. Significance of transpiration. Cooling effect. Water keeps on evaporating from the leaf surface during transpiration. The heat required for evaporation water is obtained from the plant itself, and thus the plant cools itself when it is hot outside. See, now when we will sit, when it's really hot outside, we'll come sit under the fan and drink water. But plants don't need any fan, ACs, nothing. When it's hot outside with the water remaining inside, they leave the water outside using the water in the form of water vapor, which makes the plant itself cool. Next, transpirational pull. As water continuously evaporates from the leaf surface, the roots pull more and more water lost during transpiration. As a result, important mineral salts are also brought up with the water from the soil by the roots. These salts are necessary for the growth of the plants. So the transpirational pull is nothing but the root system, the roots of the plant or the tree will pull the water. When you're pulling the water, when the roots pull the water, the minerals and salts required for the growth of the tree, they are also coming up, and which is helping the tree to grow more easily and more. So I have a small activity to prove transpiration. Take a small plant and cover it with a plastic bag, a small stem, cover it with a plastic bag. Wait, if you do it at the night, see in the morning, there will be water droplets around the bag. Why? Because the leaf actually produces water in the water vapor. Same as this, when you cook something hot and close the lid when it's already hot, then when you open it again, there will be small water droplets touched to the the lid of the bowl. So that is known as water vapor. The vapor is actually turned into water and stuck to the lid. It is known as condensation. Now let's see the modifications of the leaf. There are leaf tendrils, leaf scales, and spines. Leaf tendrils are nothing but, in the case of small weak plants like the sweet pea, cactus plants, the sweet pea plant is very weak and it needs a stick to support. Likewise, when the stem is really weak, a small tendrils, it will be like a spring-like structure comes around, and whatever it is nearby it, even a small stick or the railing of the thing or the wall, it will start grabbing onto it and it starts to grow more. Next one, spines. Leaves are modified into spines to reduce water loss, like cactus and prickly poppy leaves bear spines on the margin. Spines are mostly found in cactus to reduce water loss. Why? Because in deserts there is no one to come and water the plants, right? So whatever water is already inside it, they have spines to reduce the transpirational pull instead of leaves. And it is also mostly used for protection from wild creatures or human beings. Next one, scale leaves. In some plants like onion and ginger, thick and fleshy or thin and dry scales leaves are present reproductively. Their function is to store food and protect the buds. So scales of the leaf is nothing but the function is to store the food inside and protect the buds. Now that is the leaf part. Now we are going to see insectivorous plants. So insectivorous plants are nothing but they are plants which actually capture the insects insects whichever near them, they capture it and they absorb the nitrogen from them by actually killing them with the acid that is produced inside their plant or the bud of the plant. It captures it inside, closes it, puts the acid inside and absorbs the nitrogen, because the insectivorous plants are really lacking nitrogen. So they kill bugs and all of these and actually take nitrogen from them. Now we are going to see about three insectivorous plants. First one, picture plant. In the picture plant, lamina is modified into picture. Apex of the leaf forms the lid and the pethole becomes the leaf-like to manufacture food. Size of a picture varies from 10 to 20 centimeter. When an insect is like an ant sits on the rim of the picture, suddenly the lid closes. At the bottom of the picture, enzyme juices are secreted which digest the animal's protein. The picture plant is found in Khasi Hills in Meghalaya. The soil in these areas is deficient in nitrates. Like I said, they capture it and release enzymes which actually dissolve the animal's proteins, vitamins and all of those, and especially nitrogen, because they are really lacking nitrates. Nitrates is nothing but nitrogen only. Now Venus flytrap is like a open leaf. It will be like a normal leaf. When something, for example, if this leaf comes and sit inside like an insect, it will close and start pouring enzymes which makes it dissolve, and the nitrogen present in even 1% of nitrogen is present also, it will absorb entire thing by dissolving the body. Bladderwort. The bladderwort has a highly segmented leaves. Some of the segments of the leaf from a small bladder-like structures. The bladder has a entry point which can be closed and the insects either into it but cannot come out and are digested inside. The bladderwort is in the shape of a bladder. It will be like this with a small opening. When insects come into the trap, suddenly close and the insects start pouring in and digest it. Everything is same but the modifications is different. The picture plant is like a picture, or a picture is nothing but a mug like structure. Venus flytrap is nothing but like a small leaf which actually captures it. Bladderwort is in the shape of a bladder. They all do the same functions but in a different way. Now, vegetative propagation in leaves. Normal plants propagate with the help of seeds contained in the fruits, and some new plants can also be produced from other vegetative parts of the plant, such as the root system, leaf. This type of production is known as vegetative propagation. So there's a plant known as bryophyllum. So the plant is the big leaf. It has a surrounding like a wall, and on the top of the edge of the thing there is small leaves. Due to the wind, as it is slowly blooming, it will fall to the ground or the next to the parent plant. The child plant will grow into a parent plant and it will again grow the younger ones and produce them. This is the reproduction part of the vegetative propagation of the plant bryophyllum. So this is the end of the chapter. Now let's see the book back. Objective questions. Put the tick against the most appropriate alternate in the following statements. Okay. First one. Identify plant which has a compound leaves. Which plant has a compound leaves? Mango, banana, banyan or rose? Correct. It is rose. Next one. Which one of the following is not an insectivorous plant? Picture plant, bladderwort and Venus flytrap, cactus. Which is not an insectivorous plant? Correct. Cactus. Leaf shows parallel venation. Banana, banyan, mango, guava. Banana. The point of the stem where the leaf arises. Petole, node, lamina or trunk. Correct. Node. Which one of the following is essential for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, oxygen, soil, nitrogen. Correct. It is carbon dioxide. Which part of the leaf attaches to the base of the stem? Leaf blade, leaf apex, lamina or petole? Correct. It's petiole. It is this small stalky part that attaches to the stem of the plant. Next one. The bud found on the tip of the shoot is termed as axillary bud, floral bud, or apical bud. Correct. It's apical bud. The leaf divided smaller parts of the lamina of a compound leaf are called leaf spines, leaflets, stipules, or tendrils. It is leaflets. Which one of the following is not an example of compound leaf? Rose, neem, silk, cotton, or prickly poppy? It is it's neem. The plant which has a world phyllotaxy is known as Nerilium. What is the term phyllotaxy? Comment down below. And bye all. That's all for today. See you guys in the next class. Bye.